This is one of those exciting moments where you start thinking, hey, we're making some progress. And I'm just so thankful to April, or April Gary. I don't know if it's April or Gary. I just realized that. That's actually doing a great job. So, really appreciate what's happening here. So I've got these two images. This is the one she started with. And I've also got this one. And so this is the cleaned one. And this is the one that we started with. And so it's close, It's 3,000 pixels by 3229. So it's 3,000 by 3229. And it's not ready for print for a couple of reasons. And I want to show you all how to do this the most effective way. So the exciting thing is that she worked on it, and I'm just so happy about that. And the sad thing is it's not ready, but now that it's been tried, it's going to be easy to see how to do it. So the short answer is it's not ready, but the long answer is that I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get started. Now, when you've got an image like this, it's 960 by 960. It's a good idea to just upscale it one time. Now, just like I always tell you all, every single image is different. I'm just opening up that inside Mimzie era. So every single image is different. This is a 2-color image. And so you would deal with it in a different way than you would deal with something that was multiple colors, And so with this one, let's take this out. And let me say this too. You can deal with this in so many ways. There are so many ways to deal with this. And I'm going to show you different ways, because why not? It's Sunday morning. And one of my friends has actually tried to clean up an artwork, and I'm here for it. So first I'm going to show you the Inkscape way. So let's upscale this. So 2880 by 2880. And let's just bring this into Inkscape. So now we've got a cleaner image, and it's larger, and we're just going to bring it into Inkscape. So Inkscape's a totally free program. And you just want to download that puppy from inkscape.org. Get the Windows version if that's what you have. And we're just going to drag this in and hit OK. And this is our artwork. And then we're just, it's just drug onto the stage. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to do Path, Trace Bitmap. And I just keep this little window open all the time. And you can see what it's doing. It's tracing all the black. You can adjust the threshold here and get it to see less of the black, or you can adjust it to where it sees everything as black, so right in the middle is probably going to be great because it's a really light pink and the black is pretty extreme. So boom, we got that done. And I'm just going to take this image, and normally I would delete it, but I'm going to hide it this time. So let's just hide it. And now we can see we've got our path. So if we can start, if we needed to for some reason, we could edit the path. I just switched into the node editor tool there. But I did that mainly just to show off to you all that that's basically what paths are doing for us, So now I want to do the pink parts, right? So I'm just going to start selecting the parts that need to be pink. And I'm going to turn the image back on so I can see through and see what needs to be pink. So you just need to select one vertex or node inside each of the parts that need to be pink. Let's just select all these. So I'm just selecting one on the inside of everything that I want to make pink. And I'm using minus key to zoom out and zoom in. So I'm just going to select one of these nodes from everything that needs to be pink. And I'm just dealing with the things that are already outlined, in pink, okay? So now I'm just going to do Control A. And so everything is selected. I'm going to zoom in and make sure I got it all. It looks good. I don't see any problems. And I'm going to do Control C. So Control A to select all the connected nodes. That's what we did. And then Control C to copy them. And then I'm going to exit out of node edit mode and do Control Alt V. And Control Alt V pastes in place. Now I need my color. So here's my new path. So we'll call this black. I'm just double clicking on it and typing. And we'll call this pink. And I'm going to just select my fill and stroke. So that's under Object, Fill and Stroke. And I'm just going to select my eyedropper. And I still have a pink thing here to see. So I'm just going to click on that. And if I didn't, I'd just have to hide this path and look behind it. But I'll use this pink right here. And so that's got my SVG now pink. And then there's a number of ways that I could deal with the rest of this, right? So I could just take one of these circles. I'm just going to hit Control A, Control C, and then I'm going to do Control Alt V again. And I could just move that circle into these other places. And of course, color it pink. I'm using my arrow keys and just going straight up. And I'm remaking this artwork, so I don't have to copy it exactly. I'm just letting you know that. You don't have to do that. And I'm just going to use my eyedropper and make that pink. And then I'm going to duplicate it. I think there's a quick, easy, Control D? Yeah, I think so. No, let me see. This is my pink circle. And what's this one? Let's see. Oh, do I have that? That's also my pink circle. So yeah, it was Control D. So this is pink circle as well. Oops, misspelled it. Can't stand it. OCD. Fix it. All right. And so now I can turn that image off just to see what's happening. And I can just drag this and I still have my other pink circle. Boom. Awesome. I'll turn that image back on, just the visibility of it. And I'll select that pink circle and I'll set it about there. And then I'm just going to do Control D and duplicate it. And Control D and move it over here. And Control D and move it right here. And Control D, move it right there. So here's all my pink circles. And if I want to, if I just want to be organized, I can take all these and group them and call it pink circles. This stuff's fun, you guys. I hope it looks fun. All right, now let's grab this star. And I'm just going to do Control A, Control C. And then Control Alt V. And I'm going to call this pink star. Boom. And I'm going to color it the same pink. I'm not going back to that pink. I'm sticking with one of the pinks I already chose. And there's a good reason for that. I mean, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm actually using the same pink every time, since the other image is a JPEG. That's not consistent color. But this new graphic that we are making is absolutely consistent color. All right, and I'm just going to do Control D. And I realized I was talking and I wasn't explaining what I did there. I did Control and Shift to scale perfectly. I'm just going to keep that the same. So to scale perfectly, also to scale and scale proportionally in all ways at all times. Okay, and this one's a little different. There's something going on here, so I might just try flipping this. Let's just do Object, Flip Horizontal, and see if it matches up better. I'm just curious now. Yeah, and it's just not symmetrical, which is fine. A little bit of lack of symmetry is okay. All right, let's turn off our image. We got this done. I think it looks great. It's perfect. We're going to do File, Document Properties, Resize to Content. This is also where you turn on that checkerboard. So if you don't have that on, that's kind of difficult to see what's going on. So you can hit resize to content here, and it's going to resize to all the content on the document. So since I had nothing selected, it actually included this image, even though the image is hidden. So let's just delete the image now. We don't need it. And then let's do Control-Shift-R, which is the same. That's the shortcut for that document properties trick. So now let's save this. I mean, this is a perfect vector drawing that we can make as big or as small as we want to. So I'm going to do in my Mimzie era. That's the SVG, okay? And then let's also export the PNG. So I'm going to just export the PNG. My standard is to go 4500. This is putting that at 130.25 DPI. If you don't have Photoshop or you don't want to open things up in Photo P, you know, what you could do is you could just select everything and you could scale it down, which is really bizarre, about half, okay? And then select it, and then go to exports, set this to 4500, see what happens. So I need to go more. If I'm trying to hit 300 DPI, this is like the only way that I know how to do it. And it's really hard to get precise, right? But I'm just showing you that technique so that you can see document page. Yeah, 4500. So you could like sit here and just get exactly to 300 DPI the hard way, I guess. And that's not what I'm going to do though. All right, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to use Photoshop. All right, so here we go. So I just got to click this to get things to reset. Let's do 4500. And I'm just going to save it as the PNG version. So if you can't see your file extensions when you're in your file explorer like this, if it doesn't say .png, that can make life really confusing. There's my SVG, and yours might look like an Internet Explorer symbol. Mine looks like this because Inkscape is the default program to open SVGs on my computer. But I'm just going to open this up with Photoshop and just set the color to be professional. So I'm going to do image size. This does not affect the quality at all. The dimensions are all that matters. And we don't want to change the dimensions larger because it's a perfect PNG rendered out of that SVG. If we needed to render a larger version, we'd go back to our SVG, okay? So I'm going to turn that resample off and set this to 300, and you'll see my dimensions didn't change. It just now thinks it's 15 inches instead of 30 inches. And then we're just going to do file save. We're just saving right over that PNG. So now if you open that PNG again, you know, let's just go ahead and close Photoshop, or, you know, if you open this in Photo P or really anywhere, this would actually give you that, you know, let's open it again. We'll show you. It would now say that it is 300 DPI, which is just a flag in the file. It's 300 pixels per inch. It's just a setting. Everything that matters is your actual dimensions, okay? So now that's all fixed up. Let's look at how to do this. All right, that's the Inkscape way. Let's look at how we could have done this in Photoshop, okay? So if we were doing this in Photoshop, we would start with this image, but we'd go bigger. So I'm gonna go 5760 to get past all the sizes. So this is really similar. What I'm about to show you is how you would do this in Photo P as well, okay? So there's that new upscale that's much bigger than we need. And that's because we've got extra white space around and things are just easier when it's bigger. And so what I'm going to do here is really similar to what I did in Photoshop. I mean, in Inkscape. I'm just going to turn off contiguous. Tolerance at 80 looks good to me. And I'm just going to select all the black. And it's getting all the black everywhere, right? And I'm just going to do Control-C. And then Control-Shift-V. And I'm going to set that to have a solid overlay. So let's look at this against black so you can see but it's not perfect. Kind of similar problems to what we saw in the one that we're doing a better job than. We're just going to do blending options. We're going to do color overlay of pure black. And now that is a pure black element. And it's exactly right, okay? So now let's just open this back up. I'm going to select all the pink, literally doing the same thing. I'm actually going to just deselect some of this. So I'm going to deselect the stuff that's got the outline because I want a little overlap there. And this is actually much easier to do, I would say, in Photoshop or Photopea, but it's not going to be as good. The vector is better because it's actually vector. And so that's why I usually choose to go vector if that's what I have the option of doing. So I'm just going to hit Control C and then Control Shift V. And so now this is my black and this is my pink. Okay. And if I turn this on, you can see that I have got that pink, and those are like fairly sharp. There's no weird white outlines quite as bad as the black, but it's not good enough. I need to select the pink from a clean part of it, and I need to just do that same thing. I'm going to do blending options, color overlay, and force that pink color. So now everywhere it's actually that solid pink, and there's no white parts on the edges or even differences in color. So both this black is forced black and this is forced pink. Now I'm just going to select with contiguous on. Let me hit Control D. So now contiguous is going to keep things within the bounds. And I'm just going to hold Shift on all of these and this one and that and that and that and that. Okay? And I'm going to expand it. So I'm going to do Select, Modify, Expand. Since these layers are overlapping, I want to have some overlap between them. Okay, so I'm just going to do, 10 pixels is plenty. So now this pink that I'm going to make is actually going to have this little overlap all the way through, and you could, if you were obsessive, you could make sure that that was all selected too. I mean, it's, there's ways of being more obsessed than I am. I'm just not good at those things. All right, and I'm just going to Control Shift V and paste that. I'll actually take that pink and put it up above, and then I'm going to copy this layer style and paste it. So all I was doing when I put it up above is just so I could do this, Control E, and it save the pink. And it is now applied, but just for everyone's sake, I'm going to paste that layer style again. And now I have got control of these two layers. And I can just change those color overlay, and I can change this to any color that I want. And let's just put that against the middle gray so we can see we have got perfection all the way across. All right, so now we're ready to turn this off and turn this off. And I'm going to do File, Trim, Transparent Pixels. It'd be a good idea to save. So I would save this as a PSD so I can keep my individual layers. And we are just going to call this, just like we did the SVG, we're going to do in my Mimzie. I don't know what that means, you guys. Maybe it's a name for a granny. And we'll hit save. And then I'm going to do File, Image, Trim. We did that. Let's do Image Size. And I'm going to set this, I've got more than 4,500 pixels wide. See that? So now I'm going to do 15 and set this to 300. I'm actually going to have resample on because I am making it smaller. I don't want to go larger. Same principle as the SVG, but this one is a pixel-based document. All right. And I'm going to save that in my Mimzie era. And I'm going to say 4500px so you can print it up to 15 inches, mic, and then RTP. All right. Hey, I hope that was helpful. I hope that I didn't go too fast. Obviously, you can watch the video again, and you did get to see 2 different techniques to convert a really simple graphic like this. This is the perfect thing to practice on. All right, take care.